Is going on? You are watching and listening to Tags Live, aka Talk About Gay Sex, the live edition, here every Wednesday night on the Vocal platform. This is episode 411, and I'm your host, Stevie, alongside Kodi Maurice Doggette. How the hell you doing, Kodi?
Hello, darling. I got a libation in my hand. I'm talking to my homie. We doing great over here. How are you doing, babes?
Doing really good. It's that exciting time of year that I've said that Halloween is on the horizon. Fall is in the mix. The other holidays are just beckoning us up yonder. I don't know what I'm talking about, but
over the hill and through the woods,
over the hill
honey.
and through the woods. Lions and tigers, oh my, all that good stuff. And I don't know, I kind of get giddy during this time because you know what it is that I've officially accepted summer is over and that fall is here. And it's that Halloween that sometimes does it for me.
Yeah.
Just you go into the bars and you see all the decorations and it's just fun and a very, I don't know, I get really happy during this time of year.
Yeah.
So
you know what? I love it too, except for the 60-degree weather part. But it was 70 here today, so that's the part that I was like, okay, I can get with this.
You are a East Coaster. You better not.
I know.
60 degrees is nothing. I'm the West Coaster in the mix here.
I know you are. So I don't know how you deal.
I mean, I bit the bullet years ago, 14 years ago, and I'm good to go. But tell us how you're enjoying the season. We also want to know what you're dressing up as. We are live every Wednesday night. Halloween is around the corner. Let us know in the comment section what you are dressing up as if you're going down that route, and we'll read it throughout the show. Okay, so much to talk about. You know, first off, we've got to celebrate today when we record this October 26th because October 26th is Intersex Awareness Day. And that is a day dedicated to celebrating and advocating for the intersex community. Intersex is an umbrella term meant to describe variations in physical sex traits or reproductive anatomy that may cause bodies to differ from normative expectations for male or female. And intersex awareness is crucial. Many intersex people are assigned a sex of male or female at birth, even if they are actually somewhere in the middle. And due to a lack of systemic data collection and the history of medical erasure, we don't have an accurate picture of the size of the intersex community, but experts estimate it's around 2% of the population.
Oh, wow.
So Trevor Project, that's a lot of people. Trevor Project is dedicated to supporting LGBTQ young people who are intersex with our life-saving work connecting young people to our trained counselors and resources and by conducting research. And I was looking at some of the stats.
Okay.
We're a diverse youth across many identities and experiences. Let me just read you a couple of them. 69% identified as multisexual, which means an attraction to more than one sex and or gender, such as bisexual or pansexual.
Okay.
58% identified as transgender or non-binary or were questioning their gender identity. The rates of mental health challenging among intersex youth are higher than LGBTQ youth who are not intersex. So let me give you some of those stats. 48% seriously considered suicide in the past 12 months compared to 41% of their LGBTQ youth who are not intersex. And 2 out of 3 intersex youth reported symptoms of major depressive disorders in the past 2 weeks.
Wow.
Acceptance, acceptance is strong protective factor for reducing suicide risk for intersex youth. And I think I think it's important to talk about that sometimes in our meetings, we were even wondering, wait, what defines intersex or not? We don't want to get it wrong, but I think that's the point that I'm glad Trevor Project brought this up, to have this conversation and this awareness that it exists. We embrace all of them. They are in the community, and to make them feel as welcome as each and every one of us feels in the conversation.
That's right. That's right. I completely agree with you. I learned something new because of this day. So thank you so much for creating this and helping us learn more about the intersex community. So yeah.
And and as I was reading some of this, and this was just a thought that came into my mind, there's plenty of trans people that don't go the full, they don't reassignment surgeries, right?
Yep.
Wouldn't they, and I don't know this for sure, but I'm asking you, you might not know the answer too. No, but
yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, go
but
ahead.
when you identify as trans, you are of female, male, whatever you are transitioning to.
Yeah.
You might not go through that whole reassignment surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So wouldn't you be also in the intersex community as well?
That is what I got from the definition, but I think that what it devolves down to is how the person actually wants to identify. Exactly, that's the word. That's the exact word I was looking for.
Yeah, we all know. I mean, the whole point of Intersex Awareness Day is there are those that are born that way that have both attributes to genitalia, if we're going to get detailed about it. And so we're celebrating those people that have experienced all the things that we just read in that last piece. But I'm just wondering, when you transition and some of people go the full way, others don't, I think you're in that intersex community as well. I
would think so too. However, I always default to the person. So
yeah, right.
Yeah,
interesting.
But what I would do is I would automatically assume that, but I would have a discussion with them about how they would like to be regarded. What would their pronouns be? Things of that nature. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And one of the people we could ask that we're going to be bringing more guests on the show in 2023, and Kyle, who's been on our show before, who's talked a lot about transgender, being a transgender male. He would be one of the first people that I would go to ask at least where he stands on this side of it and what he thinks of it. And we'll bring him back on the show come 2023. I'm excited about that for sure. Yep. Okay. Well, we love it when you write in, and Joshua G, I'll just say, I don't want to totally call him out because I never know where everyone stands on calling, but Joshua wrote into us and thought I just thought you would love to see her this Halloween, meaning Leah Delaria, who I adore, because I was talking about her on a recent episode about Leah Delaria, how much I love her. I've met her a couple times, and she's performing in Halloween at her club, by the way, in P-Town called simply The Club, and she's performing with the Mike Flanagan Quartet on October 30th at 11 a.m. I think she goes on at noon, so it's kind of probably a brunch situation. I couldn't think of a better place to be than P-Town in the fall and seeing Leah Delaria perform.
Oh yes,
her jazz.
It's going to be amazing.
She's one of my favorite people. When you say you could have a dinner party, and who would you want to invite? And
Leah Delaria would be on your list?
Leah would be on the list 100%.
Oh, wow.
She's outspoken.
I want to come too now.
Yes, right? We'll have to play that game.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, my God. We would have the best dinner party.
What are we cooking? But yeah. There better not be a lot of barbecue, though, Kodi, if I'm going to do a party.
You know what? I mean, for the barbecue eaters. But are we hosting at your house or are we hosting at my house? Because that would determine if there's barbecue there.
Really? Oh, well, I don't know. We're gonna do your list of people one day, and then we'll do my list of people. Maybe this is our wish list of people.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm bringing
Madonna on the list too.
Oh, wow!
And Oprah and Joe Biden, but I don't know that they're gonna even get the invitation, much less. Leah's a little bit more. I've met her, and she's really cool. And a dear friend of ours, Sebastian Lacaze, really knows her. It's in her. So that one's actually possible, in the realm of possibility. So that could actually happen. So we'll see.
On my list is T.S. Madison, and
Okay.
yes, it's a good one. And Boomer Banks, who you know, so that one's on. We could get that one too, right?
Boomer's an easy one. He was on our show, our live
Okay.
show at Rebar when we used to do those at Rebar. So yeah, he would be. What would you want to ask Boomer Banks if at the dinner party?
I
How
would
did you
ask.
get that big dick?
No. I know how. Jesus.
We're going to be talking about the Pope in a minute, so
You know that's why I said it, right? Because it's Jesus.
thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus, for Boomer's penis.
We'd be thanking him the minute he came down, bowing down to it. I see.
I would ask what his top 10 topping, advice was. So yeah, that's what I would ask Boomer Banks.
And what would I ask Leah? Because she's such a badass, and I learned more about her over the years that she didn't just start in Orange is the New Black. I picked up a poster of her from San Francisco in, I believe it was the 80s, and she's young, and she signed it for us. I would just want to know, and I think we just talked about her recently because she's one of the first people to appear on late night talk show as a lesbian.
Yeah.
The first ever. I would want to know what was like, how'd she get her balls to be so outspoken so early on and continue to be so ballsy here and now. She's a badass bitch. I just love her. Like, she gives me life to be more badass, and fuck y'all. But and she does.
I love her too.
All right. In other shout outs, because we got to keep the show moving. We have so much to talk about.
Right?
We talked recently about Kim Petras. Kim Petras, who our co-host Lincoln and his boyfriend Peter told us about, that I didn't know about her. She is now Sam Smith and Kim Petras just made history for the non-binary and trans community. And why do you ask? Because it's the first trans artist to reach #1 on Billboard's Hot 100. Sam Smith and Kim Petras have made history after becoming the first openly non-binary and transgender artist to top the Billboard 100 with their collaborative track Unholy. And what's cool about this, I'm not reading this right now, is it became #1 in the UK before here. And I listened to, you realize songs takes a really long time to get. It's a whole culmination. I remember when I used to work in radio, you would just see the playing from the radio side. Now it's streaming, and it takes a lot to get to, it's weeks and weeks and weeks, and often months to get to a #1. And I remember hearing her last album and then hearing that she did this song with Sam Smith. What a great move that he made working with her. The bold song about an illicit affair soared to the top of the charts following its release last month. The accompanying music video has had more than 29 million YouTube views. And while Smith has had 8 UK #1s, including their Grammy Award-winning song Stay With Me, this is British singer's first on Billboard Hot 100.
Really?
And it took Kim Petras to get him there. A transgender woman. She shared the news on her IG page, telling her 775,000 followers that she was so grateful to the song's success. Quote, Sam, I can't thank you enough for writing with me for years at this point. The German pop star wrote, I'm so honored to be a part of your first #1 in the US, which should have 500 of at this point. I love you forever, Angel Sam. Pretty cool, right?
That is so amazing. It's such a win for the trans community and the non-binary community. It's just an example to everybody in that community of what we can do now, and to us as well as LGBTQ people in general. Because in the industry, in the music industry before, it wasn't like admitting that you were gay or trans or what have you was just death to your career. So congrats to Kim and Sam. I want to hear more from them. And yeah, just keep it coming. Congratulations, guys.
Check out this song. I'll post the video and everything on TAGSPodcast.com. If you don't want to look any further, it's worth a listen. It's #1 song. So take note of it right now for sure. Well, moving on. There was something else I was going to say, and I lost my train of thought, but that's okay. We are live, and I'm just going to keep the show moving. Put in the comments section if you want to chat with us and ask questions or give your thoughts. Of course, we want to know what you're dressing up for Halloween. Lots to talk about. Recently, there's a whole thing right now on sextortion, revenge porn, and just plain old scammers. And when I wanted to talk about this separately because recently I've looked at my email and I've gotten this regularly where an email comes into my inbox at my email that I didn't send to myself that says, "We got your email and we infiltrated ourselves into your system, and now we're going to release all this stuff on your computer, and you need to pay us." The recent one, though, was, "We've got your email, as you might know right now, and we know that you," and this is what they said to me. "We know," I should pull it up, but I don't want to take the time to do it, but I'm going to paraphrase what they said. "We got your email, and we know what you've been jerking off to. And if you don't pay us $1,500, we're going to release the pictures of you side by side with what you've been jacking off to." Well, child, that's a whole laundry list. So I'm just wondering
Release the list, Steve. Release
is it my
the list.
OnlyFans that they're going to do? Or is it the one with straight up gay porn that I was looking at? Or was it... which one? There would be so plethora of potpourri that they could pick from. I would think they would have a library of, I don't know what to pick. There's too much.
It could be the bestseller, the best porn list.
Of course, I was not born yesterday. And and I was like, you know what? And I looked it up, and they said, if you are getting emails from your own email and you obviously didn't send them from yourself, it's an easy thing to do to send somebody an email. That's like the easiest thing to do. What they're obviously hoping is that A, I'll just send the $1,500, or B, I'll negotiate with, and they'll get almost like when you're fishing, a lead on something, a hook. And then they'll know, oh, we got a live one. And then they'll come in for more. And that's when they come in for more, which is different from sextortion. Sextortion is plaguing our country, particularly with young people these days, where they find people on webcams and they're actually finding young people and getting them, "Show me yours and I'll show you mine." And they get young people to send a picture over to them. Then once they have that, or maybe they send something, but it's not really them. And then they ask you, and you don't know what they look like. Now they have something on you. And then sextortion is, we are going to post this picture. And they're often high school students, unless you pay us $1,500. And sadly, it's really become a whole problem. And it's really caused a lot of suicides to happen because young kids don't know what to do. So that's different from mine's a simple scam. There's sextortion. And then there is what is being called revenge porn, which would be our friend over on former New York One weatherman, Eric Adame, who literally had his webcam shenanigans posted to his boss and then to his family. Well, that's would go under revenge porn. But you can see how they're all kind of interlinked. Sometimes they're either to get more out of you, which a lot of the sextortions, when they actually get down to it and find out who's responsible for it, are older men that are really using, which is gross, and just taking advantage of. Other times it's people in parts of like Nigeria for getting money out of us in hopes that you'll just send more money. Then there's just scams. It's all over the place, but it's crazy. But I thought it was worth delineating the various aspects of where it all falls in it's all a product of what I call newer internet we're dealing with these days. What are your thoughts
It's
on
true.
this?
It's just crazy and it's lascivious what these people are doing. And it just makes my blood boil. I have, just like so many other people, I've had people extort me before online, and not necessarily sextort, but I've had people try to get money out of me with lies. And that in and of itself is lascivious. And I knew how to handle it. I completely ignored them. And I just think that it makes me sick to my stomach. I've also had my Instagram stolen and
Yep.
a whole uh, OnlyFans that I never got paid off of. That came out as well, and so there's so many things that have happened to me in the past that have prepared me for this type of thing. So I think that we all need to watch out for ourselves and just be careful, because there's honestly so much more out there that could probably come out about me specifically, because I have been on the circle jerk that Adam Adame, that whole scandal came down at. I have, sent numerous pictures out there into the world. I've been on Skype with other guys, especially during the pandemic, but even before the pandemic. There's so much that could come out about me. And I think that by following a couple rules about this type of thing, not showing my face or any really identifying marks, have kind of been my saving grace as far as that's concerned, and made me feel more safe as far as being able to avoid these pitfalls. So I just want everybody to be safe and just watch out for that type of thing out there, because it's becoming very prevalent out there in the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad that you had to think about when you put that content out there. Well, first of all, you didn't think you were putting content out there. You were just enjoying your freedom to do what you are free to do by going on a webcam during the pandemic. And I'm assuming you're talking about pre-Joe.
Yeah.
And so, right.
Maybe in the first 2 months of Joe, but don't tell him.
Let's speak a little softer. But
he's right in the other room. But
right. But I mean, yeah, it's sad that you had to do that. The whole thing about contacting someone like me, I mean, that's how we know it's such a scam. You're going to contact someone like me and say, we caught you jerking off, and unless you pay us $1,500, we're going to post you jerking off side by side to what you were masturbating to, the porn. I'm like, the real me wants to go ahead. Make my day, Clint Eastwood. I have a fucking gay sex podcast. What I do for work is based on this. It would probably, you're right. I would probably start an OnlyFans after this. It would help me out, motherfucker. Go ahead, Clint Eastwood. Make my day. You picked the wrong motherfucker on this one. It's just so stupid to think that of all people that they would pick is somebody that has a sex podcast that doesn't.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's like, please do it. I dare you. And I know they don't have. Yeah, no. And I've gotten into it on Instagram with some of those when I was.
Oh, really?
And they got angry. I mean, it was as
so mad.
It was a horror film. And they were coming through the phone angry. When you piss them,
not the ring.
But I'm like, nope. I can match you on that. Yeah,
get him.
I know. Okay. Let's bring it down. Let's have a
bring it down, girl. Bring it down.
Talk about something a little bit more positive, which I do love this story. A Thai transgender activist has just bought the Miss Universe organization. And you know what? She purchased it for $20 million. Dollars.
Oh, girl, get it.
A Thai business tycoon and transgender activist has purchased the Miss Universe organization for $20 million. Her company announced Wednesday, Shaka Pong and Shaka Oh, I don't even want to get it wrong. Who controls JKN Global Group Public Company, is a celebrity in Thailand who has starred in reality shows and is outspoken about being a transgender woman. She helped
Oh, wow.
establish a nonprofit group, Life Inspired for Transsexual Foundation, to promote trans rights. So JKN said it acquired the rights to the Miss Universe pageant from IMG Worldwide. If you remember, at one point before IMG purchased it, Donald Trump owned
I
it.
know. This is so much better than
Crazy. We're moving
that.
on up, moving on up. JKN said it has established a subsidiary in the US, JKN Metaverse Incorporated, to own the Miss Universe organization. And the Miss Universe pageant is broadcast in 165 countries, according to IMG. And in a statement, Chakrapong described the purchase as, quote, a strong strategic addition to our portfolio. Okay,
Oh, get
badass.
it, girl. Get it.
It's about time we start
Yeah.
controlling, and you're going to see more trans
Oh,
representation.
yes. That's what I'm waiting for.
What is
I can't wait.
beauty in and of itself will be questioned from a universal global standpoint. I'm here for it. What are your
Me
thoughts on
too.
that?
I'm so here for it too. Like you said, more trans representation, and I feel like just more inclusivity in general
Yeah.
across the board. So now that Donald Trump is definitely not involved, there's a chance I might watch it. Hello, goodbye.
Thank you. I know exactly, right?
Did, did you know I know a former Miss America?
I did not. Vanessa Williams.
Yes. Well, she's my auntie. However,
Okay, I interviewed Vanessa, so
oh my God, I
yeah,
love her. But
6
my
degrees of
friend Mallory is a former Miss America. So
wonderful.
I have to get her opinion on the Miss USA pageant and what she thinks about it.
Can we bring Mallory on the show?
I think she would love it. Oh my God, she's a hoot.
Okay. That spreadsheet I sent you earlier. Can you fill
Yeah.
it
Oh
in?
yeah. I'll put it right in.
Okay.
I thought about it. I was like, I'm making mental notes right now as we
I
go.
love it. Okay. Behind the scenes work on the live show. I love it. Okay. Moving. Hey guys, your buddy Steve V here. And I hope, like myself, you are getting out there a little bit more, if you know what I mean. It's also officially cuffing season. By getting out there, you want to be able to have as many hot experiences as you can and last as long as you can in bed. When I'm with that special person, I want to last all night long. When I'm single like I am now, I want to be able to go to those play parties and also be able to last all night long. Well, I'm really excited to tell you about Roman Swipes. Roman Swipes are convenient, they're over-the-counter wipes, and they're clinically proven to help you last longer in bed. So they're uniquely formulated so that they can reduce overstimulation without eliminating sensation altogether. All you got to do is remove the disposable swipe from its discreet little pocket-sized packet, wipe on the most sensitive part of your penis, and allow to dry for about 5 minutes. When it's used correctly, Roman Swipes leave no scent or taste, so there's no transfer to your partner. They're safe, effective, and no prescription is needed. Try Swipes today with a special offer just for our listeners. Get 20% off your first order. Simply go to getroman.com/tags, TAGS. That's getroman.com/tags, TAGS for 20% off. We love outdoor sex. We seem to talk about it on every show, but there's apparently 2 Wilton Manors. If you know the area of Fort Lauderdale, I know it. I've stayed in Wilton Manors, but I don't know the park situation. But 2 Wilton Manors men were arrested and jailed for public park sex. So apparently the residents allegedly caught having relations or sex in Wilton Manors Park, the actual park.
Wow.
in broad daylight with people and kids around. And this is according to NBC Miami. Robert Alexander Cates, who's 54, and Brian John Brook, who's 61, were spotted by a witness who went to the neighboring Wilton Manors Police Department Thursday to report it, according to arrest reports. Those witnesses also reported that at the time there were a good number of people playing tennis pickleball, which is a whole thing lately, I guess.
I guess those two men were playing pickleball too.
They were, yeah.
Sorry,
maybe they got confused on what pickleball is, because I barely learned about pickleball recently. Yeah, less vinegary, or maybe not actually. And volleyball on the courts in the Hagen Park. And how close was this to the police station? A police officer was filling his patrol car with gas. Just simply walked over to the park at 2020 Wilton Drive and saw the men engaging in a sex act. The two men were caught literally with their pants down by a police officer who ordered them to hand up and sit down on the ground. But both men were handcuffed and charged with lewd and lascivious exhibition.
I love that word.
I do too. Both Cates and Brooke cooperated fully with authorities, but yet still remain in jail as of Monday on a $500 bond each. What are your thoughts on this?
You know, I love outdoor sex. I'm a huge proponent of outdoor sex, but please be wise in your decisions. There are so many places that you can go that don't include the children. You got to exclude the children from your outdoor sex. And that is the one prerequisite that I have, as far as that's where they messed up, really. And you said that a police station was close by. That is another. I have a friend, and it happened in Florida too.
Right.
He actually peed on the police station while we were in Florida, in Miami. And yes, he got arrested. He got arrested. We had to bail him out I believe I had to bail him out, but it was a mess. So please don't do anything in or around a police station. Please don't do anything in or around children, and just live your best outdoor life. There's so many places that you can go that are known to be gay centric. So utilize those spaces.
Yeah, it just seems dumb, stupid,
Mm-hmm.
because you mentioned children, but it wasn't even, yes, I think there were children around. We know we've been children before. We're probably not paying attention to that kind of stuff. But yes, children were around.
Yeah.
I think but it's also, if you're in plain sight, I'm all for outdoor sex. I think have it, find it, make it your thing.
Mm-hmm.
But don't get caught, and don't do it in areas where just the average person is going to be able to see you.
Okay.
And that's probably where there was probably parents that saw that and
Mm-hmm.
spoke of the children. And then on top of that, like you said, in proximity to a police station, I mean, we have police departments on every other street here. We live in a grid in much of Manhattan here, where I do. And every like fourth block, there's a police station. I mean, you're not going to do crazy shit in those. I mean, I've pushed the boundaries before. One of my BFFs and I, at one point, I don't know why I thought it was a cute idea to get on the back of a motorcycle at 4 a.m., take off all my clothes, and ride naked around the Lower East Side. And we took pictures, but I got away with it.
Yes.
And it was hot and it was fun. I just think, why are you doing things? You know, there are places, parks that have nooks and crannies around the country. I'm sure wherever you're listening to us, and we know, our friends in Berlin, there are places in Tiergarten, one of my favorite parks, and that you could be naked in and get away with it. Here in New York, or where you live in Brooklyn, in Prospect Park, I've toured those areas where you can go beyond the bush wheel and you will see men having stuff. And
so many gays there.
Yeah. And I'm assuming this part of Wilton Manor, which we can now assume based on the report, is down the street from a police station, and kids are, or the other one where we were talking about recently at the the OnlyFans guy that was getting his dick sucked in a Publix parking lot. It's like, no, they got away with it, but it wasn't right. It's just don't be stupid is I think my point. Don't be stupid. Think about it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I think that part of the allure of this is, yes, that people will be watching, and yes, that you might get caught, but also be wise in your decisions because you don't want to end up in jail. That is the least of that's the last thing on my to-do list. Exactly. So I'm not trying to be clanked up anytime soon. So yeah.
What does Alan W say? Will I move on to our next story?
He says,
live, you guys.
Sex at a police station is only done in the movies, just saying. And I was going to say back to him, yes, AKA fiction. I was just typing it out.
I love it. Absolutely. Okay, you guys, this is our moment in the show where we get a little bit religious. And we bring it down.
My. Do I need to go get my rosary? Is that what's going to happen?
If you want to genuflex, if you know what that means, kneel at your altar.
I'll get down on my knees, honey.
Get your crystals. I don't care what. But the Pope has spoken. The Pope Francis says that priests and nuns watch porn. That's right. You heard me right. Priests and nuns watch. Well, we'll talk about Jesus in a minute. And he also warns about digital society. Okay, this is from the Vatican City, y'all. During an address to hopeful clergy members of the Roman Catholic Church, the unconventionally tolerant Pope Francis remarked that even priests and nuns fall into the trap of watching porn. Quote, "It is a vice that has so many people, so many lay people, and also priests and nuns." Pope Francis told the studying seminarians, according to an English translation of the Vatican transcript of his remarks provided by Catholic News World, the quote, stop it.
Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. I can't believe we are reading Catholic News World on this. I'm sorry. I don't mean to break.
As a former Catholic,
me too. But
okay,
it's blowing my mind right now. Okay, continue. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Interrupt anytime. You are one of the hosts. Quote, "The devil enters from there, and I'm not just talking about criminal pornography such as child abuse. That is already degeneracy, but of somewhat normal pornography, dear brothers. Beware of this." The Pope comments came in response to questions on how clergy members should approach social media, the use of mobile phones, and the digital age. Quote, "I believe that these things must be used because it is a progress of science. They do serve to be able to progress in life." The Pope added, even though he admitted that he does not use digital services. Quote, "I don't use them because I arrived late, you know." I kind of love this Pope. When I was ordained a bishop 30 years ago, they gave me a mobile phone, which was like a shoe, so big, wasn't it? The Pope said. I said, no, I can't use this. And then finally I said, I'm going to make a call. I called my sister, greeted her, then returned it, giving me one more thing. I couldn't use it. Why? My psychology wasn't going well, or I was lazy. You don't know. However, Pope Francis urged the hopeful seminarians to delete anything from their mobile phones that might tempt them to view pornography to them. If you cannot cancel it, defend yourself well not to get into this. I tell you, it is something that weakens the soul. It weakens the soul. The devil enters from there. He weakens the priestly heart, the Pope concluded. The pure heart, the one that receives Jesus every day, cannot receive the pornographic information. You know what I really love about this is, Kodi,
yes.
is that he was speaking to new potential priests.
Mm-hmm.
And what I also love about this Pope is that rather than ignore, because you cannot ignore today the fact that we have phones, social media, and how life has progressed and how they've lost the Catholic Church so many parishioners over the last several years. For him to crawl under a rock and act like none of this exists. He's actually telling, listen, you who I'm talking to, it's almost like, you know, a commencement speech and talking to, you know, your new follower. This is what you chose to get into priesthood.
Yes.
So while you are choosing to, and while I'm going to acknowledge what you are going to be facing in today in 2022, and then in the last 10 years is social media, and pornography is a part of it. So you better be certain that this is something that you want to go into. And it does. And I love that he's saying it does exist. And many of his clergy under him participate. So I think it's kind of refreshing. He's such a cool pope in many ways. He can't come out and say, and I think you better know what you're getting into, is what he's trying to say to them, and resist the temptation to go down that path. And I'm kind of here for it.
Oh yeah, me too. My favorite thing that he said was, first of all, okay, pause 1 second. You said it like you were on the 700 Club like 2 seconds ago, and it was hilarious to me. And I loved
Last week I was talking about Cardi B when I said, "Eat bitch's ass out," and you guys love it. Whether I'm talking hip hop or I'm reading from the Pope.
Yes, it was amazing. I screen recorded. I'm gonna
put those two things together. Cardi B quoting the Pope and mishmash them together.
It shows, you know, you got a lot of you got a wide range, boo. You're doing great. Okay. So all right, so the best thing for me that he said was he denounced child pornography. So that in and of itself is a start for me. Now he needs to do something to address, you know, all the allegations that are going on and the things that we kind of know that are happening in the Catholic Church as far as the as far as the molesting of children and things of that nature. I'm not going to, we don't necessarily have to go into it, but something else that really kind of made me think in his statement was that he said that all the priests and nuns, or a huge majority of them, are watching pornography. So to me, that says that he has watched pornography. He's admitting it basically to me.
No, he said.
I know what he said, but the subtext in that is that he has watched pornography as well.
You see, and that's where I disagree with you.
Okay.
Because I think
fine.
He actually said I love that he said he was given a phone before and he just he doesn't know what to do with it. And it was the size of a shoe. And I think it's not of his generation at all, which believe me, before we got live today, I was on the phone with my mom trying to send her this outfit that I'm wearing to my friend's wedding. And you know how long it took to get her to watch this one simple photo? No, Mom, the bubble. Not that bubble. No. You're calling me on FaceTime right now, Mom. Do you hang up? What? Do you know how long that? So I can only imagine if my mom's having issues, the Pope is not very savvy on the phone there.
VHS.
So I'm kind of believing maybe, but
you know what? At the end of the day, either way, he is humanizing the clergy.
Thank you. That's where we agree on. Yeah.
At the end of the day, he's humanizing the clergy. He's saying that everybody is not. They're not holier than thou, or they don't have like a superhuman willpower. They're all human and subject to temptation at the end of the day. And I think that that's something that we all need to know about the clergy, and because they're not amazing perfect people. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for that. And I think we should have him on as a guest because I want to know what kind of porn he watches. Did I just say
the Pope?
The Pope, yes.
So we had our dinner party earlier, and
that's right. Invite him.
Put him on the list. Delaria, the Pope at our dinner party. Cardi B, Madonna.
Yes, and Cardi B, and Madonna. Janet Jackson.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Girl. And
Girl.
Toni Braxton,
Oh,
your
come
favorite.
on. Here we go. I like Toni, but she's not at the dinner party.
She's on my list, girl.
Okay. We
She's
haven't
my
got a
plus one.
All right. Well, we want to hear what you have to think. We are live here on a Wednesday night. And you know what? This is a really good time to talk about our sponsor, Roman Swipes. I use them when I go out. They come in these really nifty packets. I'll post it on social media, but you just take a little swipe out and you put it on the areas that you're most sensitive to because you want to last as long as you can when you're going at it. And now that I'm going to some play parties, I'm vaccinated, I'm going to last as long as I can before blowing my huge load. Roman Swipes will help that out. And right now you can get 20% off. You can simply go to ro.co/tags and get 20% off. So yeah, check these things out. They're pretty cool. While I'm at it, you can always like us and follow us on our YouTube channel or on wherever you listen to us. It helps us do better on the algorithms. So I'm told by my producer. I'm pointing at somebody who's not over there, but that's okay. And like us and follow us and give us a good review if you like the content that you're always hearing wherever you get your podcasts. All right. Time to move on. And this next story is about somebody that I'm kind of here for. He's an adult creator by the name of Jesse Stone.
Oh, yeah.
And he's been revealing tips for a quote, rejuvenated hole. You heard me right. 28-year-old adult content creator from Nevada is passing on tips from how he keeps his hole rejuvenated. And we're taking notes. Quote, I think I'm a good bottom because I just surrender. I can totally submit and I have a very sensitive prostate. I love every second of it. I fake nothing. Okay, Jesse. But does one keep
I'm already drooling, by the way. I don't know if you saw me wipe it away, but
I did not. I'm reading, but I trust you. But does one keep their bottom in top shape while filming long sessions on a weekly basis? Here's what he does. I put coconut oil on it throughout the day, and I use Presto Gel suppositories after I bottom. Quote, they help me prevent injury and to rejuvenate. In an attempt to stand out from a saturated market, he tells Cock and Cocktails, where I got this from, I send everyone personalized voice messages. I don't do pay-per-view because I don't find that fair for the fans they're already paying. And lastly, I only post quality content. I really care for and love my fans, and I want to make the best of the best for them. Well, in terms of what he does to keep a rejuvenated hole, I do love the fact that he puts coconut oil. Are you a fan of coconut oil, Kodi?
So I just remembered a story about one time, and I learned this trick from this trick, basically. I went over his house and we had the most amazing sex, but we used coconut oil as lube. It was so fantastic, and it works so well. And I've been using it to moisturize various places, including my penis, ever since then. So
I love it. I don't know that if you're using condoms, if it works with condoms, and we don't stand by. We don't know the science of that.
Latex
could break down that, but I love coconut oil. And in terms of skin, it's fabulous on your skin, and I love that he does that. In terms of when he said he used it to a suppository for his ass to prevent injury, I decided to go to the expert.
The ass doctor?
I decided to go to Dr. Goldstein, proctologist who's been on the show. By the way, he's going to be on an upcoming show to talk about some new products that'll keep you safe, healthy, and having really good sex, particularly for our bottoms. So I asked Evan Goldstein, I asked him, so as for the gel that he's talking about, he says it's a hemorrhoidal cream. And well, he said that's fine. I like Calmol, Calmol, Calmol.
Hold on, I gotta get this down.
Calmol 4 as well. He says that they can help. This is a quote from him because I just texted him right after I read the story. They can help for sure. Tips for, but that's just his particular favorite. And he says it's a hemorrhoidal cream. So he says, yes, it can help. So I like that Jesse is on the right path. And yeah. What were your thoughts?
I love that.
Yeah, me too. So
each one teach one. Hello. Thank you so much for this, Jesse. I'm here for all of this. In fact, I just wrote down what you said, and I have a browser. I have a browser window open right now for Presto Gel suppositories. So we're in my household, we're going to do the scientific research about how this works out. And I dedicate myself to making sure the hole is sufficiently used before rejuvenation. So, all right, we're going to let you know how it works out, okay?
I love it. Okay, well, Kodi, I'm going to leave it up to you because we've still got plenty of time. We have a Reddit thread on fetishization, which I know you wanted to get to, but we also have Halloween costumes to get to. Do we have time for
Halloween?
Let's do Halloween, and then if we have time,
see how it goes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, recently, Halloween porn has become a big thing. And according to a site that we get a lot of content from, Straight Up Gay Porn, Fabian's Big Knife and Jacob Acosta, who's been on our show before. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm. I did.
Jake, who has a huge cock, they created Scream with the lowercase s emphasizing cream from Guys in Sweatpants. Halloween porn, as they write on Straight Up Gay Porn, continues to I expect at least a dozen more scenes before Monday, right? Before Halloween. But this one from Guys in Sweatpants is light on plot and heavy on hardcore butt fucking, they write. And in fact, others than some teasing with a giant butcher knife and the spooky music in the trailer, you wouldn't really know this has anything to do with Halloween, unless you're afraid of monster cocks pounding tight bubble butts. I watched the trailer. I think you did too.
I sure did. It was hot.
It was hot. I think if you're going to go, I think it was hot. And it's such a short holiday that I think they did good and they picked the right models. And we're a big fan of Jacob Acosta, who's been on our show before. I love the other model as well.
Yeah, I think it's hot too.
I think we are due, though, come September of next year for a full. It's time for some of these companies to invest in like actual movies that would maybe incorporate full-on horror films with some really. I mean, imagine instead of a silly knife, that could murder somebody, but a huge monster cock that was on the loose that everybody was running away from, or were they really running away from it? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe we're running to it. You never know.
Maybe there was two different villains in the horror film.
Like the actual Scream.
I'm a New Yorker now, horror film. That one of them was so big. Well, one of them was juicy and you wanted to have it. I would be going for one of them. I might be going for the other one as well. But I, of course, would be killed in the first 5 minutes of the film. I would write myself off. I'm a writer now, and I would write myself off. I think I want to be the final girl. It would be an immaculate scene. It would be very Scream, the first film. I would want to write myself in the Drew Barrymore. I would be Drew Barrymore.
Okay. I want to be Nev Campbell.
You could be Nev Campbell and go on for on and on and on.
Yeah.
And,
I would be the final girl because she's the virgin. Because I'm very virginal is what
Alan W., who's weighing in on this topic, says monster
You just skipped right over that.
Here for that movie and the sequel. I mean, it would imagine a sea of monster cocks that are taking over, but one of them is super sinister. And you know, sometimes, not to be too, sometimes when you're a bottom and you go for that monster cock, the blood is around. I'm just saying.
You might
Blood,
get slayed by a monster
you
cop.
split open.
Oh my God. Steve.
I'm just saying
You are just
reality.
right. You're right. You're right.
For the sake of the storyline, it's kind of crazy. So
Yeah.
we better write this. We have a year to write this
Let's do it.
2023 porn movie. Are you here or
I'm
not?
here for it. I love a good themed porn. I love a lot of plot and exposition. So I'm ready for all
You
of
could be in
this.
a crop top. Joe could be definitely in booty shorts and a crop top through the whole film.
I'm
As
in
we
one
know,
now, so of
I
course.
already know. It was obvious. I didn't even need to check in. I already wrote that part of the movie. It was just easy breezy. I'm Drew Barrymore at the beginning of the film. I do get killed off, but I'm directing the film.
That's okay. That's I'm here for it. Let's do it.
I am so
I
here
do
for
want
that.
executive producer credit though.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely, 100%.
I
Okay.
love these negotiations.
Everything's a negotiation. And also in Halloween news, because we got to get it all in before Monday, every fall, the ghosts of the defunct department store rise again when they're possessed by the spirit of Spirit Halloween. It's a store. Now, the country's largest Halloween retailer, Spirit, they always have their costumes and they infiltrate all of the cities around the country. But over the past week, a fake Spirit Halloween costume has gone viral that's decidedly not in stock. And it's simply titled Gay Guy, the costume in question. And it depicts a cute guy with a buzzed and bleached hair wearing a tank top, tucked in some light wash jeans, draped in a pride flag, which you all know those costumes that when you go, it's like all in one, like you were too lazy to think of your costume and you just go and it's vampire, cheerleader,
Costume in a bag.
nurse, and it's also a costume in a bag.
Yeah.
So Spirit didn't put this out, but because they're the largest retailer of all days, they decided to put one gay guy. And I think they got it wrong. I'll post this on TAGSPodcast.com so you can see what we're talking about. But it's these long jeans, a tank top. Clearly, they didn't consult Kodi and his boyfriend, Joe, because if they did, it would be a crop top, booty shorts, and
It's
not
the gay uniform. Okay. They got it completely wrong. But you know what? They got the pride flag. So it's kind of on point because you know, there might be one or two gay guys out there that do that, but I don't know. Maybe it's cold outside. I don't know.
I think it's kind of funny because I just wish they would have gotten the costume a little bit more true. I mean, I really needed it to be like crop top and less. And they also got the flag wrong. It's the old flag. They needed the new flag. They needed it to just be because we are obsessed with being naked. We are gays.
We are.
We're just obsessed. Some of us are. And I know some of you call out me because I was naked today on our promo shot. But I just did chest.
Did people call you that? Call you out?
No, they did not. But I'm calling myself out. But yeah, after I do a chest workout, I'm like, yeah, it caught the attention of one of my exes. So he liked both of them. Yeah,
nice. I love that.
I'm here for a good soap opera moment for sure. Yes. If I can always get the old, I'm like Alexis Carrington or Donna Mills.
And I'm Dominique Devereaux. All right.
Well, bitch, you better get ready.
This champagne is burned.
Put your wig on straight because it's on.
Yeah, but I love this because I also like they put a lot of these costumes out, and one of the ones that I thought was so hilarious was they have a scruff profile DL top costume that's in the form the costume bag or whatever, and it's just like the circle and a blank space. So it's hilarious. So all these memes, keep them coming because I need them.
Absolutely. So fun. Happy Halloween, everybody. Let us know you can continue the conversation. You can reach out to us at TAGSPodcast, DM us your costumes. We want to hear from you, and we'll talk about them. We'll post them. Let us know. Keep the conversation going. All right. Lastly, it's our Thirst Trap recap by Straight Up Gay Porn. We give credit, obviously, to them. This week, which of these 16 gay porn stars took the best photo or video? And it's our job on an audio podcast to describe why. Who was your favorite, Kodi?
Okay, so first of all, Alex Rosso looks like somebody that I used to work with. So I'm not picking him. And even though I've had a crush on Austin Wilde forever, my vote goes to Felix Fox. It's a video, and he's on the edge of a bed with his ass in the air and his dick just hanging off the side of the bed, right? So he starts humping and grinding and gyrating his ass in the air, and it's so hot, and he just starts to leak pre-cum all over the place, and that got me going. And then I read the tagline, and it says, I'm a horny little slut. And I was like, he wins. Hand clap, standing ovation for him, and yes, it was amazing. So he gets my vote this week.
Well, you took my first one. I'm just going to go with Alex Rosso, and I may be joining his OnlyFans. He does a good job of marketing his picture where he has his hands crossed, like his thumbs up here, and beautiful tattoos. I love the hair on his body. It's so well manicured or not, but on his upper, from his chest to his stomach to his legs. And his dick is just flopping over. It's so beautiful and sexy. And what I think I really like about it is he has such a nice face. You know what I mean by that?
He's so cute.
He's so manicured with the beard and the haircut and the, like I have too, above my eyebrow, the what do you call that? The slit in the eyebrow.
Slit in the eyebrow? Yeah.
I guess. But it's a nice face, and you always want to know those that fuck you or you fuck are nice too.
Okay.
But I always want to know that they're not a fucking douchebag, that they're at least a nice person, and they're gonna say hi to their neighbor and not open the door for somebody, for crying out loud. And he looks like he would do that, but fuck me really good. So I am here for him, and that's why he gets my vote for the week.
Yes.
Daddy says. Go ahead, yeah.
He says swirly, and I'm trying to find swirly. Oh, swirly. Yes, he has the dick of death, and he is smiling bright in that picture, and he's got a huge penis on this counter, and it is amazing. So I agree with you, Daddy. He's great.
Well, we want to thank you for joining us live, and of course, the show gets repackaged on Thursday. So thank you so much. You can follow and get show notes on TAGSPodcast.com. You can listen to it. You can watch it on our YouTube channel. You can do all the above. Get the show notes. You can reach out to us on social media at TAGSPodcast. And you can follow my co-host. He's a life coach at KMD Coaching on Instagram. KMD Coaching, or his personal account, Mr. Maurice. And we'll be looking out for some Halloween pics coming up. Love it. Look for mine too at I am _Steve V. I am Steve V, the letter V. We want to thank you guys. So much fun. Thanks, Kodi.
Thank you, babes.
Yeah. And in the meantime, continue having hot, gay sex.